at Hollywood Smoke in the beautiful city of Santa Monica. I'm Steve Kim, joined by Michael Montero and Doug Fischer of Ring Magazine. Guys, July 16th from Alabama on Fox, the PBC touches down with a heavyweight title fight. WBC belt holder Deontay Wilder takes on Chris Arreola. Doug, I'm going to just make this comment right now. If there's a fighter that forever needs to thank Al Heyman, it's Chris Arreola.
It's Chris, you know. But here, I'll say this: they've had a good relationship, and the loyalty is mutual between them, because Arreola is one of those early Heyman signees.
Yes, he is.
I mean, they signed him when he was still a prospect and still an unproven prospect. So they've had a good run. Arreola is a weird cat, man. I like him. He's a good dude. He's a lot of fun. He lays his heart out there. But he's weird in that he's an underachiever and an overachiever. Yeah. Like, he's not the most talented dude out there. So in some regards, the money that he's made in this business and the fights that he's had and the plateaus that he's reached, he's overachieved. But clearly, he's seldom in 100% shape. And now he's at the stage of his career where I don't think he can be in 100% shape. I mean, he'll injure himself trying to get into 100% fighting shape. So in that regard, he's an underachiever.
Yeah, I've always thought, and I've talked to Henry Ramirez, his manager-trainer, there's a theory. He's afraid of success, which is why at certain times he won't train as hard.
Sabotages himself.
Right, but Mike, you heard what Doug said. I think he's at a stage now where he doesn't go AWOL as much. He's in the gym a little bit more, but there's a lot of wear and tear. I think even if he gets into whatever 100% is now for Chris Arreola, it's a very faded version, isn't it?
Absolutely, and he's at the stage of his career where I think he's matured a little bit, where he stays in better shape for Chris Arreola's shape, right? It's all relative, but he doesn't blow up to almost 300 pounds between fights, which he used to. There were times where he almost got that heavy.
And he doesn't carry that weight.
Yeah.
Doesn't carry it very well.
It's flabby.
He needs a brassiere at times, right? But sorry, I shouldn't have went there, but you know. But at this point, you could argue he's may have lost his last 4 fights because he's gotten a few gifts, and he's been buzzed by guys that don't punch very hard.
Fred Cassie.
Yeah,
right, and now you're going up there.
That.
Yeah.
You're going
the
up
guy he had the 8-rounder
in Ontario.
Absolutely.
Curtis Harper.
Yeah,
that's right.
He's going up there now against Wilder, who, number one, is one of the biggest punching heavyweights out there. But number two, he's got something to prove now because Joshua over in London, Anthony Joshua, just put on a big show with that knockout. So he wants to one-up him.
No, he does. But let me just say this. I think stylistically and physically and from a reflex speed standpoint, this is all wrong for Chris Arreola, especially at this stage. One thing Wilder can do for all his flaws, he can bring...
And he's an athlete.
Right hand.
He's a much better athlete.
When you're in Deontay Wilder's presence, man, I mean, it's like, you can see it. Like, there's no body fat on this dude. He is the anti-Chris Arreola, where Chris Arreola, he gets over because he does have pretty decent technique. He does know how to fight, and he's got crazy heart. He's not athletic in the ring, where Deontay Wilder, who I do think actually has heart. I think he wants to fight, and if he gets hurt, he's going to fight through it. He's shown us in the past he will fight through adversity, you know, busted eye or whatever. Early in his career, he got up from a bad knockdown to knock out a tough journeyman, Harold Sconyers.
Yeah.
I believe this is years ago. Folks.
I was there, by the way.
Off TV, yeah, in India. But man, he might be the best pure athlete in the heavyweight division. And he gets a lot out of that ability.
And you know, I'm hearing a lot of people ripping Deontay Wilder for taking on another soft defense. Again, circumstances. This is not his fault. Alexander Povetkin cheated. He got caught. He needed a stay busy fight because he's already been out for a while. Bottom line, if you're Arreola, number one, you have to take this payday because it might be your last one. And from the management of Wilder, and even PBC, if you're going to be on Fox with Deontay Wilder, you need to pick someone that's recognizable, that fits well stylistically. So I don't want to say I give a pass, but I think this, under these circumstances, Arreola is very understandable.
I'm okay with it.
Absolutely. And style-wise, one thing about Arreola, you've talked about this, he's going to bring it. He's going to bring the fight. So for at least 1 or 2 rounds, this is going to be an exciting fight.
It will. And listen, as impressed as we are with Deontay Wilder's athleticism, he struggled with fringe contenders. He struggled.
Molina.
Eric Molina, a guy that Arreola knocked out in 1 round.
Right.
Duhaupas,
yes.
and Spilka. They were going tit for tat before the proverbial eraser.
Well, that's the issue. Does Arreola have enough in the tank to exploit the one chink in this armor of Wilder, the chin? He does not have the strongest whiskers. So the question then becomes, guys, do you think Arreola even has a slight puncher's chance?
For the first round or so, I believe, yeah. He's going to get in there. He's going to give it his all. He's going to try to check that chin. If you're Wilder, you just got to weather that early storm and set up the knockout the way Anthony Joshua just did over against Dominic Breazeale. He has to show improvement in this fight. Styles make fights, and you talked about Molina and some of those guys. They were so awkward and so poor that I think Deontay fought down to their level a little
Perhaps.
bit. Maybe Chris Arreola will bring something out of him. Because look, he fought Berman Stavern and looked really good in that fight, technically.
True. And name recognition doesn't just count for fans. Often it counts for the fighters. They're going to get up for somebody who's a proven quantity, somebody they used to watch on TV.
So there you have it, July 16th, the PBC on Fox from Alabama. This is Steve Kim. On behalf of Michael Montero and Doug Fischer, this has been The 10 Count.